Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Once you're done doing that, immediately head over to the Nerd Sense channel. And I got it. That way. And make sure you do all the same to them. What's up, Shaun?
Hey Kyle, what's going on?
Too much, man. I'm excited to have half of Nerd Sense with me today. This is awesome.
It's
Uh,
the better half, the lesser half. It's one of the halves.
Mike won't watch this, so the better half for sure.
No, he definitely won't watch
He will
this.
not watch this.
He's going to be
Um,
upset when he finds out that I drank the only can I had of this without him. But that's on him.
yeah,
Yeah,
he'll care about. Yeah.
yeah, then okay.
uh, so the beer's courtesy of Shaun. So Shaun, thank you on camera. I know I've said thank you off camera several times, but thanks, man. Tell us about the beer since you're the one who got it.
Yeah, I've read the description. I knew this was right up Kyle's alley. It's Sorbet King, so it's Treehouse's. So it's King Julius with guava puree and whole bean vanilla. So it's essentially it's King Creamsicle with guava juice. They've been doing so much stuff with like fruit in their beers. I can't keep track. Like some draft only stuff, and they're doing stuff in cans, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're 'cause I have had some of their fruited beers and they have a nice touch with it. I'm
Yeah,
really excited to see what the guava level is in this.
yeah. You want to open it?
Yeah, let's get into it.
This can took a digger when I was bringing it inside, so hopefully it opens properly.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, that's
oh
it's
yeah, I
like
can see that.
it's all dented. Yeah. This is relatively fresh. It was two per, so it was only two cans, which
Oh
yeah,
wow,
yeah. They've been
all the
doing
more
that a
reason to
lot
say
with
thank you.
yeah, they've been doing that a lot with more of these beers. And Kyle and I are rebels today. We both have proper treehouse glassware, but different glassware.
Just different different shapes. So I think when I hold mine up to a light off camera, yours is pretty close to the color I see. Um, because it looks a little different on our
Yeah,
screens.
yours looks a little lighter on camera, but yeah, mine looks kind of what it looks like on camera.
Yeah, I would say yours looks more on point.
More like a darker orangish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, definitely meets the hazy requirement and
of
all
course.
that. Yeah. And apparently, since Mike's not here, I tried to do a mic pour and did a decent job of
You did.
getting some head on it. Anything else about how it looks? Or you want to get into the aroma?
Let's get into the aroma. I
Yeah.
can't wait to smell this thing. God.
Yeah, it's you're not hiding any guava.
It's just like juice.
It, it really, I mean, it's because like I know I'm very guilty, and I think it's fair to say you are as well. Like a beer like this to say juicy qualities, but oh my God, does this smell like actual juiced, you know,
Yeah,
guava and maybe some orange juice. I'm probably getting some of that vanilla coming through.
I'm not.
It's soft, but it's for me, it's there.
Yeah, I'm mostly just getting just straight guava juice, some orange juice, a little bit of pithiness. Well, I guess if I give it a really big whiff, yeah, I could see it. It's kind of near the
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a dominant thing at
No.
all. Yeah. I could I could see some mango too, but I don't know if it's just the guava making me go hard tropical, but I could see some mango as
Yeah,
well.
I think you could say tropical, and you're fine. Like this is just because it's also King Julius at the end of the day, and that's going to have so much tropical anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it smells amazing.
Anything else to say about it, or should we dive in?
I'm good.
All right, man. Thanks again.
Yeah,
Cheers.
of course. Cheers.
All right, you got a thought, I can tell.
Yeah, and I'm not mad about it. It's got way more bitterness than I was expecting.
I kind of wish we wrote it down and then shared it at the same time.
Yeah,
Because that's what I was gonna say, but I saw your face. I'm like, oh, I hope his isn't like off or something. Because I could tell you had something. But yes, I am, and I'm team bitter, so I'm very happy about this. There are juicy elements, but there is a really nice level of bitterness.
yeah, yeah. Kind of goes through the entire kind of journey across your palate, but like you said, there is that juiciness is still there. It's sort of up front. It's got like the guava. It's got a nice sweetness, and then that just is like kind of just cuts through to let you know that this isn't a glass of juice.
Yeah, it could be, and again, especially coming from the aroma where it did smell exactly just
Mhm.
like juice, and then again, you get that like little hint of the vanilla. Even this aftertaste, I want to take another sip. I want to talk about the aftertaste while it's still, on my palate. A little grapefruit pithiness, and then the guava is like hanging on. It's not a sweet guava at this point, but like that the actual taste of it is there. But yeah, a nice grapefruit pithiness for sure.
Yeah, I would say vanilla wise, I kind of get it in the aftertaste more than anything. We got like wisps of it.
Yeah, little marshmallowy. Um,
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I've had regular king creamsicle, and the vanilla comes through very nicely.
okay, I have not had that one, so
So I imagine that obviously, if you're throwing a bunch of guava puree, that's going to
yeah.
overpower something like
Yeah,
that.
I reviewed a beer and it'll probably be posted a week-ish before this one is my guess. But anyway, that was a Berliner Weiss with guava, raspberries, and vanilla. And in that review, I had a similar thought that I'm having here. I wonder if like the vanilla is just kind of like softening some edges, maybe. Like it does, although it is quite bitter. So I I don't know what the vanilla is bringing to the show because it is so subtle.
Yeah, it almost, if you kind of look for it right at the end, like as you're right about to swallow, it kind of comes through a little bit in a more sweeter way. But yeah, overall, it's kind of, yeah, like you said, it's kind of rounding it out. But the bitterness is kind of like the main character,
Yeah.
I would say, and then the rest are kind of all around it, and it works very well. Like given what it is.
Yeah. What is it? 8.2% ABV? Yeah.
Yeah, 8.2. Tasting notes: ripe bounty of tropical fruit. Yeah, bright citrus and guava, with a pleasing layer of vanilla beans character shining throughout the experience.
If you swapped out vanilla bean for bitterness,
I was like, are they gonna say bitter right after I get to that? And I was like, nope, that's not. No, I
because
agree with you.
like that would be the most apt. Although, again, to your point, and I agree with you, into the finish, and the finish is where the vanilla comes out the most. There is a little bit of time where there's still like enough orange on my palate that it's like
Mhm.
creamsicle, which is nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do think a good level of orange throughout, and some of that bitterness is tied to orange zestiness for
Yep.
me. Yeah, again, as team bitter, like I'm really happy that this has those fruity notes, but again, especially with the guava literally added to it, but that it really maintains just a really nice level of bitterness that you still know you're drinking a beer.
Yeah. Because a lot of times especially with like treehouse beers, you're gonna get that because I don't really get like the bubblegummy yeast, but usually get the bubblegummy yeast and it has that, it gives it a little bit extra sweeter vibe, a little more juicier vibe.
Yeah.
But this bitterness, I think if I had this blind, I don't think I would pick this out as a treehouse beer. And usually I can pick out a treehouse beer just because
Yeah.
of the yeast profile a lot of times.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you mentioned the bubblegum because when I smelled it, the way the guava and the sweetness was hitting me, I'm like, I could see like a little bit of that in the aroma, and then I tasted it again, looking for it since I smelled it a little bit. Do not taste it at all. Even
Yeah.
look like actively looking for that thing
Yeah.
because I thought I smelled a little bit of that thing, not getting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, if like I have no delusions of grandeur that Treehouse is watching this review, but I agree with you. Like if I was doing this blind, I wouldn't think Treehouse, but I don't mean that as a slight to this
Oh,
because
right.
I really like the level of bitterness
Yeah.
balancing out all the juicy stuff. Now you've had the a regular creamsicle version of this, so you can speak to this better than I can. Do you wish it had more vanilla? Do you think that would add to this beer? Or are you happy where it is compared to what that brought to the base creamsicle version?
I think I would like a little more vanilla. If you're putting it in the ingredients list and it's a big part of it, and especially if you put it in the tasting notes, like I'd expect it to come through a little bit more. Um, like we said, but this beer on its own tastes great, but I think just a little bit extra vanilla to give it that little extra marshmallowy kind of
Yeah.
sugary thing could be really cool and could work a little bit better. But overall, it's a banging beer.
Yeah, if I was doing this, well, I didn't want to be the one to say I wanted more vanilla. So thank you for being the person who was the vanilla police for this review. But yeah, going back to the doing it blind, I don't know. I mean, because the vanilla is so subtle. Maybe I would say that creamsicle thing quickly. after sipping it several times. But yeah, it's just so subdued. Any final? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I just picked up 2 little Creamsicle, which is just it's Julius it's like the regular Julius given this treatment, and now is 2 per, but it's only like it's like a 5.5% IPA. So I'm really curious to see how that comes through. But yeah, no final thoughts on this one. It's really good.
Yeah, and again, I quite like it, and I think we've used our quota of the word bitter, but I really like that. All right, so people, thanks again, Shaun. I appreciate it. For people watching at home, again, if you're not watching Nerd Sense, make sure you are. I'm sure in the title I will @ them, and/or in the description box. So thanks again, Shaun. I really appreciate it. Besides on YouTube, it's Nerd Sense on Instagram. Are you still doing like Twitter?
No, it's mostly Instagram, Facebook, and then nerdsense.net is where all the
nerdsense.net is the website. All right, well, thank you one more time for the beer. Appreciate it. Once you're done checking out the Nerd Sense, guys, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untappd. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So always please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, Shaun, and everyone.